Hello, fellow people, and welcome to Elin, which is short for Eternal League of Nephia. You know, it really should be called Elon, right? But it isn't, and I don't really know where the problem is because the prequel, the game that came before this, is also called Eternal League of Nephia, and it's called Elona, which is again wrong. I don't know what it is with this Noah character, you know, making the wrong abbreviations. I guess it's because I'm not an English person. But let's create an adventurer. Now, before we begin here, this game is kind of a little bit of a slow burner, you know? So we need some patience to get through this. You know, both the video and the game. And I'm gonna do my best to make it as easy to understand as possible. So you can maybe play along if you want to play that yourself. So portrait is already almost perfect. Let's look at the list here. What can we do? Oh, this is also pretty good, but this has good vibes. Let's change the color of the hair here. That's good. This looks slightly better. Oh, look at that guy. What else is there? We have this guy. Oh, this one looks good. Yeah. I think I'm gonna be that guy. Alright. So, we can also reroll the appearance. Let's reroll until it gets close. I don't think there's beards in this game. Like for the actual player character. And this is the most important choice, pretty much, that you can make, because none of the equipment you wear is gonna be displayed. So you're gonna be looking at the same character all the time. But we can customize him. So I'm gonna give him that body, I guess. Also the underwear, I don't know. I don't know if it matters. Let's look for a better hair option. This is almost it. Gotta make this a bit quick here. I don't want to be too... Yeah, I guess this comes close. Oh, and we also have sub hair. So now this looks close to what you know, it's either this or this. Yeah. And we have the eyes. I guess we take those. And we have some face accessories. And yeah, there is no beard. There is, however, an eye patch. We're gonna take that eye patch. Yep. Now let's see, what do we have in terms of... Wait, what? Okay. Alright. I guess this one is good. Wait, what did I... Oops. What I wanted to do. Okay. That doesn't change the size or anything. It's just for the view. Yeah. So I think this cape is just there. I can't really change that, I guess. Yeah. Hair, sub-hair, eyes, face, tops. Yeah, I can change what's under the cape, but I can't change the cape for some reason. I don't know why. But I guess we're gonna take this one and then change the color. Like a blue brownish, so let's just take the brown. I think that it's not even not even the right... Like this game is definitely made for people who want to play you know, female characters. Male characters seem to be a little bit of an afterthought here. But yeah, this looks okay. This looks quite nice. So that's who we are. It's a decent self-insert. I wish I had a beard. So, but you know, game is in early access. I must say. Alias, the adventurer. So first we're gonna call ourselves Gidon. I rate this self-insert like it's a 7 out of 10. It's not all that accurate. So I can choose between randomly generated aliases here. So that's like kind of my hero name, right? And if I don't like any of these, I can oops. I don't want to be called White Ground. The Adventurer was actually pretty good already. So let's look for a good one here. Gidon. Heroic Era. Left Hand of White. Great Adept. Oral Hypnotist. Okay. Outstanding Demolition. The Princess. My Memory. Gaming Rose. Strong Voice. Petty Liga. Unsafe Claymore. That's a funny name. I want something over the top hero-like. Like really solid destruction. Oh, there has to be something really good. Shocking Ruin. Giant of Lock. Infant. I could just be an infant if I want to. Rebellious Balance. Shooting Kiss. You can spend a lot of time just with fiddling with the look and, you know, finding an alias. It's pretty bare bones character generator, but it is a character generator. Stupid Crusade, Finger of Bone. The Wrongdoer. Wonder of Blood, Ridiculous Brain. Pitch Black Elder. The Whore of Grief. The Devil. Just straight up the Devil. Family Gentleman, Dominating Terror. Come on. Fisherman of Energy. That's a lame alias. Madman of Recurrence. Clan of Steel. Sexy Pagoda. The Crimson Poet. You know what? For the sake of, you know, just continuing this, I'm going to be the Crimson Poet. And I'm going to be a grown-up. Okay, so this is done. Now we have to pick a race and a class. And for this playthrough, because I want to just, you know, I want to be a little bit guiding. Also, let me quickly see if what kind of... Oh no, this is good. The blue was okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna make an easy to start with character. We're gonna learn how to survive, how to, you know, not die, get our feet off the ground in this game quickly, so we can have a good time instead of a frustrating time. So I'm gonna choose a hillfolk here. Hillfolk are a stout and rugged race of short stature. Once they built grand cities of gold and gems deep beneath the earth, but much of those splendors now remains only as ruins inhabited by dangerous monsters. Possessing advanced mining and crafting skills, their compact, sturdy bodies are equipped to thrive in the darkest and most toxic of environments. They have a profound love for alcohol and can summon strength beyond their usual capabilities when they drink. So that's basically dwarves from Dwarf Fortress. That's why I'm playing. So that gives me some good baseline strength and endurance. We wanna have something that has very good endurance, because endurance means health points. And for the class, I think we're just gonna go for the warrior. Warriors use their bodies as weapons, relentlessly destroying obstacles in their path. While they may not be adept at wielding magic, their impressive combat prowess is undeniable. So yeah, we're starting out with strength and endurance over 20. This is what I want. This is, I think, the the best combination of strength and endurance if you play a Hillfolk warrior. So that's gonna be an easy to play starter character that doesn't die so easily. And you know, I also start with some skills and feats, which I'm gonna all explain once they come up. So let's create the character. We're gonna start as a novice adventurer. So Elin is a roguelike, but it's a softcore roguelike. That means the permadeath is like considered like a challenge. The game is not balanced and made around, you know, permadeath. You're supposed to be able to die and respawn. You know, you do get penalized, but you're gonna see why it's not a permadeath roguelike. And I actually like this game for exactly that reason. But you're gonna see. We're gonna just start out as a novice adventurer, which gives us a 90-day grace period. So we have 90 in-game days until we actually get penalized for dying. We're still gonna try not dying though. So let's read the intro. A long time ago, now forgotten, the remnants of many civilizations are buried in the earth at the 11th era of Ilva began, with the scars of the Rem Ido still unmended. The fires of war started by the ancient desert empires soon spread over the world and brought a long period of confusion to Ilva. After losing the Siren airship on the western continent, the empire gradually withdrew from various regions. Humans celebrated the first victory and peace they had won, and people once again returned to their serene lives. However, they never forgot the betrayal of Elias, who had remained quiet during the war. Eventually, 15 years had passed. And here we are, waking up in the middle of nowhere beside a campfire and two people. Oh, you're finally awake. No, lie down still. You were out cold for a while. It is fortunate that we found you before too late. Never wise for a human to step into the forest of Elea, especially in the midst of night like this when the wind is strong and the trees are astir. Now we had brought you here, and it seems we are losing a night of our urgent journey. Not that I'm complaining, well, not much. At least my companion is content with this unexpected break. Are you a traveler? What brings you to Mycelia? Am I prying too much, eh? Sleep well for now, for there's always calm when you truly need it. Sure, if you truly need to sleep, then you will sleep. That is a true statement. So this is where our story begins. Ash was as sarcastic as ever, but he seemed more pleased than I was with the little break you unintentionally gave us. The fate that lay ahead of Mycelia, the truth of the world and the choice we have made, and the scars it has brought to Ilva. Unaware of what was yet to come, we gazed at flames of the bonfire, waiting patiently for the dawn to break. Now this is pretty much all the story you're gonna get in this game. Well, there's some more, but you know, it is a very sandboxy game, as you will see. So our mysterious guest finally wakes up again. There's porridge right by the bonfire, already getting cold though. Come to me when you're filled. We need to talk. Alright. Let the game save, and now a fairy is talking to us. How can the day get any greater, I wonder? Good morning, sleepyhead. Don't worry, you're not hallucinating. I'm Neron, your guide here to assist you on your journey. Well, you seem like you've just woken up, so for today I'll just give you this adventure log. A handy tool that lets you replay our conversations anytime you want. Well, until we meet again then. Alright, let's grab the porridge. We move with WASD. We can also move diagonally with pressing, you know, A and W at the same time. Which is kind of fiddly, but we can also use our numpad as in any other roguelike. Even though it's a little bit weird because the isometric view is not normal. So if you go up, you go diagonally. This is different from other roguelikes. You get used to it pretty quickly. I mostly use a combination of WASD and the mouse, because you can also, you know, like click on the ground. Your character will go there. So that's no problem. So we have I for inventory. This is our inventory. Then we have our ability menu, which we're gonna just put here. This can stay there for forever. Oh yeah, that's the inventory. We have our character menu here. That is me, Gidon. I can even change like the background. There's like a girl in the background there, if you wanted to. I think I'm just gonna take the plain color here. And we have here our skills, which skills we have and how good we are at these skills, and then rimworld like fires that show the potential. So you see on the left here, our martial arts skill has a potential of 140. That's basically, I guess, he learns martial arts 140% faster. Or basically 40% faster than you know, normal. That's the help screen. We're not gonna read that. So let's just start the game, right? And talk to this person called Ashland. Are you feeling a little better? First thing first, you've earned this. The man tosses you a piece of parchment. Don't worry about it. It's just my quota. Although a deed for land sounds like a good thing to have, I doubt if anyone gives a damn these days. Throw it to the bonfire if you like, for all I care. Okay, we can ask him what land deed is. We're just gonna do that. Oh, that paper? That is a land deed. Mysilia is looking for pioneers, and we're giving away land for free to promising adventurers. Well, of course, houses and people don't just pop up from nowhere. You will be carving your way through bushes, and there is no one to protect the land from rogues and vicious creatures. Eventually, you'll have to pay taxes too. I'm not gonna lie. Fiamma and I serve Mysilia, and Mysilia needs allies and coins. So my secret intention here is to emphasize the favor we have done to you, in a hope you might be driven to make a blooming town or two for us. He grins at you gleefully. This place actually doesn't look bad for a new settlement. Why don't you go find a good spot and read the deed? We will read the deed. Okay, let's do that. So this map is always the same. And it's a very, it's a narrow map. You see it, the map already ends here and there. We have a little hill right here. So I think I'm just gonna put the land deed like up on this hill, like right here. I'm gonna read this parchment here. Going into my inventory and press right click to read. Really claim this land? Yes. So this is now where our hearthstone is. We can always, you know, just right click to grab it and move it around. So it doesn't really matter where you place it. And you can do that with a lot of things. Not these bushes, right? Because these are plants. Same with those stones. You have to like, you can't just pick them up and put them elsewhere. But for example, this thing here, you know, this quest board, you can also grab that with right click and put it. You know, why not here for now? Let's put it there. All right. So now we report back to Ashland. And also Fiamma seems to have a quest too, but let's do that first. Congratulations, the land is now yours. To celebrate your new beginning, I will give you a hatchet. It will be of great use to you as you work your way through the land. And these are 10 gold bars, the relief supplies provided by Mysilia. Gold bars are useful resource that can be used to hire residents and can also be exchanged for various items that are essential to the development of your home. Fiamma carries some beginner home furnishings in custody. Okay, so don't forget to buy them. We're gonna stay here for a while longer and see how it develops. Hey, I feel a little responsible for having kindled your pioneering spirit. I posted some requests on the bulletin board. Take a look when you have the time. Alright. We have now... So, this is basically, you know, as you can see, this is going to be our base, our little village. So this game has base building elements to it, and you know it's part survival crafter, part roguelike as well. We're gonna get into that in just a bit. You see here, there's between the rocks there's like a Putit hiding, and that is an enemy. You know, it's coming towards me. It's trying to kill me, so I'm gonna try to kill it back, and it's dead. As you can see, typical roguelike controls. Let's continue with these quests. So on this quest board, we are gonna have quests. For now, it's the beginner quests, the tutorial quests. We're gonna do all of them. Because, you know, they're gonna start us up with the game and give us necessary equipment. We're gonna start the quest here, essential equipment. As you build your base here, you must know about shared container. The shared container is a vital piece of equipment for your residents to live and work in. Listen carefully, as I'm only gonna explain it once. Containers such as crates and barrels have the concept of permissions. Normally only you can move items in and out of a container, but you can change it to a shared container by clicking the lock icon on the right side of the container. Shared containers are accessible to residents and party members. Those who are hungry will scavenge for food in the containers, and if they find good equipment, they may take it out. If there are materials needed for work, they will be consumed automatically. Also keep an eye on the remaining capacity of the shared container, as residents may deliver work products or stuff they have found. I'll go ahead and give you this box, which is a reward for this quest. Set it on the ground and try to turn it into a shared container. Alright, yeah, we got this lame sturdy box right here. We can just, okay, we can open it from the inventory. You know, and what we can also do, gonna say that right now, we can just keep this box in the inventory and then we have extra inventory space. We do have a weight limit. So right now, at the bottom right here, it's 5.8 out of 65. So it's not like you can just fill up your entire inventory with boxes and have, you know, unlimited inventory space. You do have to manage your weight limit. And also this box, you know, it does weigh 4.5. And there are many better. There are better alternatives to take with us. Also we have on the right here, we already have another container, which is a purse, so we can open that as well, and you see there's our money in that purse, and we could also put anything in it. It's just what it is basically just a very lightweight container with 4 spaces, and that's it. But it's good to have, and as you can see, we have more slots over to the right. These are also inventory slots. You know, that's basically your belt or whatever. So they work as normal inventory slots. Same as with this hotbar down here. You can put anything on the hotbar. So these are 9 extra inventory slots as well. So keep that in mind. And we have our equipment right here. You know, 2 hand slots, a head slot, a slot for a torso, a cape, a belt, gloves, and shoes. You know, then we have 2 rings, an amulet, and a light source. This is our equipment. And you know, what I like to do is just put boxes to this side of the inventory here, so my actual inventory isn't clogged up. It's just an organization thing. But for now, we're gonna do what Aslan told us to, and set up a shared container right here. So if we right-click this from the inventory, we will just open it, right? So the middle click is a very important button. If you don't have a middle mouse button, you can also press the R key. You know, the reload key for if you like to play first-person shooters, it's the reload key, or you know, the middle mouse button, which I always do. And then we get like a context menu here, like in The Sims, and we go for grab, and now we have it in our hand, and we can put right click to place it. You can also move the mouse wheel to alter the altitude. That's like for designing purposes. And And we can press R to rotate. And now we put right click to place. And now we have the container. And we can open it from here and press the lock button right here on the right. Change permission, current shared. And we can also, you know, fiddle with all kinds of options. But we're just gonna leave it alone for now. Alright, we did that. Now we can go back to Ashland. Oh, also, there were things dropped from the last quest here, so there's our axe and our gold bars. Wanna know how to use the axe? If you click on the back icon on the screen, it will show your inventory, right? From there, find the axe and right click on it to equip it. Once you're holding the axe, right click on a tree on the ground and you'll be able to chop it down. Huh? You already knew that? Well, don't worry about it. Everyone starts out as a beginner. By the way, you see the numbered slots at the bottom right of the screen. If you drag and drop the axe onto one of these slots, you can easily switch between tools using the mouse wheel. It's really convenient. Yeah, I guess you knew that too. Yeah, I'm sorry, I literally just talked about all of this, so, I thought so, but just in case, right? Well then. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm the tutorial man here. I just put the axe on 3. The axe is a very, very useful tool for the beginning. And as you can see, if you look at the description here, it has a weight, but it also has a hardness, and the hardness is an important stat. 56 hardness is pretty good for the beginning. You're not gonna have a tool in quite a long time that has such good hardness, and you can do quite some things with this axe. And we're gonna use this axe like right now. Just, you know, we're gonna use this axe right now to just get everything. Every little thing you can see here. You can right click it with the axe and harvest it. You can get bones and mushrooms. Oh, can I have some mushrooms? Yes, here you are. Munch, munch, munch. Yummy. These are my favorite. Remember that, okay? Mushrooms are tasty, but they don't keep you full for long, and the fact that they spoil over time is a downside. Yes, food spoils if you leave it out for too long. You didn't know that? Of course. Eating spoiled food can make you sick, so you should never eat it. Fish and raw food spoil especially easily, but nuts and cooked food can last quite a while. With a millstone, you can even make meals like kibble that never spoil. Remember to prepare enough non-perishable food before a long journey. It's a golden rule for adventurers. So, as you can see, this axe helps with a lot of things. And you see if you mouse over this stone, it says easy. You know, if I didn't have this axe, if I just collect the stone with my bare hand, it says hard. So the axe actually helps because of the hardness of the material of the axe. The axe actually helps with getting the stones out of the ground. You know, and you see also, you know, it can cut trees, it says, and it can mine wooden walls. But it can do more than that, as you can see. It also, you know, helps with harvesting. So I'm harvesting these berries, but I'm also removing the bushes because that gives me leaves and branches. And you need pretty much everything. Everything is needed. So I'm just gonna take everything I can. These copper rocks, you see, it's impossible to collect them. I would need a better tool for that. We're gonna get to that. You know, spoiler, it's a pickaxe. Of course, it's a pickaxe. But it's a little bit more complicated than just a pickaxe. You look tired, are you okay? The best way to recover from fatigue is to get a good night's sleep in a comfy bed. When you get enough sleep, you might get new recipe ideas, train your potentials, or even learn magic in your dreams. If you haven't made a bed yet, you can use the rest ability to sleep. It's not as effective as sleeping in a bed though. When resting, your natural recovery of health and magic power increases. So it's good to rest after a battle. Just be careful, because if you're overworked or starving, natural recovery stops altogether. Okay, that's it for now. Make sure you get plenty of sleep. Alright, yep. Alright, you got a lock. This fairy does not stop talking. Logs, or should I say Mr. Log. No, you shouldn't. But go ahead anyway, I can't stop you. Mr. Log are the most basic crafting materials. They're also excellent for things like campfire fuel. But that's not all. By processing Mr. Log, you can upgrade it into planks. Huh? How do you process it? Well, why don't you ask Mr. Log yourself? The hint is processing equipment. Oh, and by the way, you can also process stones into cut stone, so keep that in mind too. Sure. So, collect the rest here. And I'm not gonna bother. You see our gathering skill went up to 2. I'm not gonna bother leaving stuff here, you know, for aesthetic purposes, because all of this just respawns over time. And it's actually not good to have an overgrown place, which I'm again gonna come back to later. So we see here our stamina bar. We now have 1 out of 38 stamina left. So if I keep working like this, it's gonna go to 0. And now if I work with under 0 stamina, you can do this, but you see now it costs health, and that can kill you. You can actually, you know, kill yourself by overworking. So what I will do here is I will use the quick craft ability. It's on the top right here, and that gives us some basic crafting options. You know, it's your basic crafting menu. Just like you know this from Minecraft. When you don't have a workbench, then you have some option to craft some things on your own. And we would maybe need the sleeping bag, but we can't do that yet. So we're gonna make a workbench. But I don't think I can do that yet. Remember, we want to play this game without dying, and you know, little fairy lady here is already freaking out at the 5 stamina. It's like, no, don't do this. You know, we can't just ignore her and build the workbench. But you know, we're now at -7 stamina, and that gets worse over time. But you know, good. You've made the workbench. Let me tell you something crucial for becoming a seasoned adventurer. Yes, it's the middle click. By middle clicking, you can interact with items in your backpack, creatures or objects on the map. You can do various actions like kicking away pesky creatures, flipping switches, mixing potions, or even accessing your companion's backpack. It unleashes a whole range of actions that you can't usually do. Moreover, when placing furniture or walls, middle clicking will also let you rotate them. Adventurers who don't know this won't survive in this world. Middle click, got it? Yes, you can also use the R key on your keyboard as a substitute for middle click. Well then, I see you later. Yes, again, I don't mind her explaining this a second time. Middle click, you have to learn to use the middle click. So I'm just gonna right click, place my workbench here. It's getting a little bit difficult here, so let's see. We have a bunch of items here, right? And I do want to sleep, but I do want to see if I can maybe, on the workbench, craft this makeshift bed. It will cost us 4 more stamina. It might kill us, but I'm lucky. I did manage to collect 4 leaves, and you know, enough tufts of grass. So we're gonna make this makeshift bed. Let's just hope. Okay, that was very close. You see, at the start, when you work with 0 stamina, you lose like 1 or 2 HP. Now we're losing big chunks. We're losing big chunks of HP. But we managed to do it. We have the makeshift bed. Just gonna place it right here next, beside the workbench. Remember, it doesn't matter really much in the beginning. You can just take anything you like and, you know, carry it around and place it wherever you like. So you don't have to commit to the placement of a piece of furniture that you make. All right, we're pretty exhausted. You know, start losing health with every action, which we also have seen in practice already. We're gonna left click the bed to sleep. First day survived. Not bad, huh? Alright. Now it's in the night. We did manage to recover most of our stamina. But of course, because we went into the minus, we didn't get all of it back. And also, you know, our bed, the makeshift bed, is not really the best bed. So the better your bed is, the better, you know, your sleep will be. And also we learned a new crafting recipe while we slept. So this is random. Whenever you sleep, you have a chance to get a new crafting recipe from your dreams. We learned to make a wall torch. So for now, let's talk to Fiamma here. So you have made up your mind to live on this land. I wish you well on in your new home. I'm giving you one of my precious companions for a gift. What kind of animal do you like? You know, what kind of animal do we like? A dog, a cat, a bear, or a little girl? I'm gonna take a bear here, because I like the bear. You know, in the other game, in the game that came before it, Ilona, the little girl was the best option, because you could equip her like any other NPC, so it could get really strong. With this game, it's not really a problem if you don't take the little girl, because you can also equip, you know, you can give your bear a gun and the sword, no problem, and that is hilarious and amazing, and we're gonna do it. Alright, take good care of it. If you get separated from your companions, you can call them back from a tavern in a nearby town. And also she will revive this bear cub specifically. She will revive. So now we have a companion. We can middle click this. You know, either talk to it. No, looks good, right? And have some other options. I can ask this bear to become my mate, which I won't do right now. It's a little out of scope of the early game, I guess. And we can also use the trade. Yeah, so we see the bear has its own inventory, his own stats. You know, these are resistances, own traits, favor of the healing. You know, you see what kind of feats it has, and you can also see here which like a little bit of a summary of the bear cut. So we see here the weapon style is martial art and shield. So if we give this bear a shield and some light armor, this is how we give we get the most potential out of this bear. Also, the favorites of this bear is guns and pies. So yeah, as said, we're gonna give this bear a gun at some point. This will happen. This will happen. And you see the available inventory slots here. So this bear has 2 hand slots, a belt slot, an arm slot, a feet slot, and 2 fingers for rings. So we can't give this bear a shirt, but we can give it gloves and shoes and belts. So and each different pet, each different species might have a different, you know, different inventory slot. Gotta keep that in mind. No, for now I'm gonna talk to this bear and tell him to wait at home. And I'm doing this because we're gonna stay in this map for a little longer. And when you have companions with you that follow you, they will also get hungry, you know, and start starving. And we don't want that. So let's head back to the actually this was a good place right here, right? But you know, seeing that the NPCs are all to the right over here, I'm just gonna put this stuff back here for now, just so we have like a centralized place for everything. So we don't have to run around for too long. Yeah, put that here, why not? Got some extra light on it. And let's see what else we have for these beginner quests here. Way of Crafter. Learn the art of craftsmanship and build a house. Crafting is an essential skill for life and adventure. I'm not a specialist, but I will share with you what I know of craftsmanship. Alright, let's start by making a workbench. The workbench is a fundamental piece of equipment for crafting, and with it you can also craft makeshift floors and walls for your first house. You can create a workbench on the spot using the quick craft ability you already know. First, gather logs by chopping down nearby trees, and then use quick craft to make the workbench. Be sure to set the completed workbench on an appropriate ground. Yeah, I've already done that, so yes, not bad at all. Have you tried using the workbench yet? Yes, I have. Initially, there may be only a few items you can craft, but you'll be able to craft a variety of items as you obtain new recipes. Okay, we're all set to build the house, but before that, we should craft a light source to prepare for the night. Having a light source allows you to see a bit even in the dark night. You can make a torch from the workbench, so gather the materials from around here and give it a try. The strings you'll need to make the torch can be crafted from vines at the workbench. And once you've crafted the torch, don't forget to equip it in your light source equipment slot. Alright, let's see. Can we make strings? Sorry, we can make strings. We do have 2 vines that we've collected. I did not plan for this. I just collected like whatever. I spent time collecting whatever I could, and you see, you start out with a good assortment of items that can already start you out, you know. So we already have the 2 vines we need to craft a string. And for the torch we need 1 more resin, which means we're just gonna chop down 1 more tree. There we go. That gives me resin, 2 logs and bark. And now we can make the torch. Let's do that. Boom. We got the torch. That is the torch, and we can now put the torch onto our light slot. And these don't run out. You know, you don't have to micromanage your torch. And now you always have, yeah, you know, a little bit of light. You know, it would look like this without the torch. With the torch, looks like this. A little bit better, right? So now, before I continue here, before I do more of these quests, this is what you're gonna need to do anyway. You know, if you want to build like a substantial base, just chop down, use the axe and chop down everything you see. Like literally every single thing on this map needs to be chopped down. That is, you know, you don't need to do this. You don't have to do this. You can, you know, see what you need to craft the thing and then, you know, try collecting it. But, you know, if you do it right now and you know, use your axe for it, it's pretty fast. And you're just gonna start off with a surplus of good items. Look, an herb. Sometimes there are colorful plants growing in the wild. These are called medicinal herbs, or sometimes just herbs, and they are really good for your health if you eat them. Of course, they can be used as seasoning too. If you grind them into powder using a mortar, they can also become ingredients for all kinds of medicines. Why don't you open your backpack and take a look at the herb you just picked? You see effects listed in brackets like hemostatic. These are called item traits. And when you craft with them, these characteristics carry over to the finished product. Yes, that is important. For instance, if you make a bandage using a hemostatic or an antidote herb as an ingredient. Exactly, you get it. Each color of herb has different effects, so it's a good idea to collect a whole rainbow of them. Colorful in more ways than one. Get it? Colorful. Yes. Full of item effects depending on their color. Yes, I get it. Don't need to dot me. I get your joke. I understand the meaning of your joke. So, you know, don't worry about it. My fellow fairy. Right, I'm just gonna keep exhausting myself. I am not gonna go too far into the minus this time. Just so, you know, just so I can have like a better sleep. You know, we see our skill up, our gathering skill has already improved. Again. And we can track this progress by, you know, going to the character menu and going to the skills. We see all the skills here. And we can add some skills, and we should add more skills by learning them. Which we're gonna do in a little bit later. But you know, as long as you have the skill in this list, it is improving by you know, performing the skill. So we have a crafting skill, mining skill here, And there we go. This is the gathering skill that we just improved. And if we just click on this skill, you see it shows up on the top left here. So we can do like gathering, lumberjacking, mining, crafting. We can click all of these if we want. Carpentry, sure. You know, we have it on the left here. And now, if we collect rosewood tree, we can see our lumberjacking going up, and we can track the progress of that skill, which is it's very handy. Very handy to you know, see what you're doing. Okay, I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna sleep again. Just sleep again. All right. We now have our first piece of trash. How nice. It means we are starting to have civilization, you know. Starting to become more civilized. So yeah, that's pretty much the first few days. It's just, you know, gathering until the stamina runs out, then sleep, rinse and repeat. Oh, there's a monster. Let's just quickly kill this monster. Not such big of a deal. But it's still dangerous, you see? The monster's still dangerous. We do have no weapon, and we're not using this axe as a weapon. It is not suitable for combat, as it says. Now, we have quite the full inventory right now. So let's just put some stuff into this chest here. No, some of this wood. And these branches here. And you see, each of these branches, you know, we have different stacks of branches, because a grass branch is something else than a cedar branch. A grass branch has a hardness of 2. Cedar branch has a hardness of 20. So there is different kinds of materials, like, you know, like in Dwarf Fortress, for example. And that material actually matters. I'm gonna keep these flowers in our inventory for later. Also the mushrooms, these are food. Actually, we should eat these mushrooms right now because we are hungry at the moment. Let's see, the taste is not bad. We've been playing Elin for... It's 1 hour already! Well, I left it on before recording, but... No. Okay, we ate 3 mushrooms. They were... Luckily, they were not poisonous, so... We get to live. And as a bonus, our hunger is gone. Isn't that fantastic? So yeah. That's what I meant with we're gonna need some patience to watch this and also to play this game. And this is already, you know, I already kind of know what I'm doing here. If you play this game blind and on your own, like imagine I just never played this game and, you know, I'm trying to make videos out of it and play this blind. I know if I would watch such a video, I couldn't do it. I want to stay here. Thank you. So, you know, already knowing a little bit what I'm doing helps greatly, and it's still taking some time. But you know, it's just the kind of game that is. You know, it gives back a disproportionately large amount. When you put any sort of time and patience into it. And it's gonna be amazing, trust me. Okay. So we got this, we got all of this, and let me show you something. We have some more stuff here, right? If you're anywhere on your map, there's a button to the right of your inventory, which is called Auto Dump. And if you press this button, your character will automatically go to all the chests on the map and quick stack it into there. I'm also gonna put the leaves in there, and this forest grass. Put this forest grass here. The barks, you know, these stones. Junk stone I don't really need to put in there. I don't want to. I don't wanna clog up this chest. Oh, nice. It's truffle. That's not bad. It's pretty rare. Some seeds. We're gonna put the seeds over to the left here. There's a tree seed. White mushrooms. I'm not sure if I can eat those. Really not so sure. 2 seeds of weed. Seed of weed. 8 resins. Yeah, resins can go here. Seeds of birch tree. And another good thing about this game is, you know, if you put this into your chest here. If I use my workbench now, all of these 14 vines count. So I can craft from anywhere. Like this chest could be here. It could be on the other side of the map. And it will still use all the resources from this chest. And this counts for any chest on the map. So a combination of, you know, this auto dump feature and having a lot of building materials in your chest, this can really help you streamline your inventory and stuff. It's good. There's some good quality of life here. But, you know, I have to sleep again. So let's do that. And once we've cleared this map, we're gonna start. We're gonna be at a good spot to start playing the game proper. So I've clicked the campfire here, and on this campfire we can make some basic food. For example, meat on the bone, and this food spoils pretty fast. So there's an interest in putting in cooking your food regularly, especially since now we are hungry. So cooking this corpse of a bat will be good. But we do need to fuel the fire, and we're just gonna use these rosewood branches here. Yeah, 4 branches. No, let's use the fir branches because I say so. I'm gonna click those. It's gonna use all the 4 branches, and now we have 20% of the bonfire is full of fuel. Now, if you don't want to, if you don't want to waste all of your stuff, you know, if you don't want to use all 17 of these grass branches, if you just click it, it will just burn all the 17 right away. Again, the middle click is your friend. If you middle click this, you can choose how many you want to put in. And this counts for every crafting station. So this is very important. Keep that in mind. Middle click the stuff. Or you're just gonna end up burning like 5 logs, all your 5 logs, or 13 grass branches at the same time, and you're gonna be sad. Because it's gonna be a waste. Because as you see, 50% is more than enough. You know, we have 50% fuel, we create 1 steak right here, and now we're at 49. So it's like 1% of fuel is used for 1 crafting recipe. And also we can roast all of these fruit here. Maybe we should do that. It will cost us 26 stamina. It will cost us pretty much the entire day. But, you know, we now have 13 dishes. And I'm just gonna eat one of this. And you can see here, this food has modifiers, you know, eye-catching, sweet, and glossy. You know, and if you eat food with specific stats, then you can help these stats develop. You know, we do have 22 strength and 21 endurance, but we can, over time, this gets better. We can upgrade these stats. And we do that mainly by eating meat that has, you know, strength and endurance on it. So if we eat this meat here, we can still do it. Yep. That will help us over time develop our strength and endurance. So that is how you can help build your character. Alright, I'm 4 out of 40. I'm just gonna sleep again. After cooking like 13 dishes. Alright. And now you see, we can see already some stuff has started regrowing. For example, this tree. You do actually want to cut these down because you need branches for some things. And if you just cut down a full tree, that won't drop branches. You know, that will drop logs. So there's actually a benefit in cutting down trees before they fully grow. So yeah. Gonna continue right-clicking everything. And you see our maximum stamina already has already improved. We're now at 40 already. Which is amazing. And over time it's gonna get more. Nice. Our lumberjacking got up to 2. And now we already have 41 stamina. So again, doing this at the very beginning, you know, just doing a clean sweep of the map already will help you for the entire rest of the game. So we're just gonna get through that. And I really like about Elin compared to Ilona. Ilona had a lot of this. Ilona also had like base building, and you could have different parcels of the world map, and you can have a shop and a hotel, and you could have a museum. You could have and build all of this, but it was a little bit more complicated to do and not as feature rich. But at the same time, there's so much more quality of life in this game. It's all made a lot easier without losing a lot of its complexity. And I like this a lot. So turns out we're already almost done with this map here. What? Just okay. In case you know accidentally right click this stone here, that is an item that you normally pick up by walking over it, and then you place it, and now it's like placed like furniture, so it's protected from you just automatically picking it up. When you grab an item like this, you can left click your own character. It says put away, and that puts it back into your inventory. Alright. Also these will give us planks. I don't even know what these, you know, crates are doing here, but no. It will give us planks. Oh, and also if you need planks for some, you know, crafting recipes, you can cut down a tree like this. If you don't have a sawmill yet, you know. And you can right click, then it will drop the log, right? There's a log in this pile of items. You can right click that log again with your axe, and it will turn it into planks like this. You know, granted it will take a little longer and it will take more stamina, but that is how you can get like some quick planks. Let's auto dump our stuff into the chest. A very powerful tool, this auto dump. Also put the chest back here. Okay, we're tired and hungry again, so let's keep eating these roasted blueberries. This also goes bad over time, so you should actually like eat quite of them. Just eat it until you're filled, pretty much. Yeah, so that will help our hunger for quite some time. Right, we're almost done. Almost. You know, the first time I played this, I didn't do this. And you know, I was building up my base, and then I was like, oh, okay, I need 4 logs to build this. Now I need 6 planks to build this. Oh my god, I need string. For string I need... Oh, I almost killed myself because I didn't look at my stamina bar. That was close. Okay, let's sleep. You know, I was like... Ah, I need string, and for string I need to find vines now, and I'm gonna look at places for vines, and you know, I was always like lagging behind on the stuff I needed. Everything I wanted to do had so many steps involved into it. You know, if you just collect everything at the start of the game, then you're gonna have 20 vines, you're gonna have 35 leaves, and a bunch of grass and barks and wood and everything. And then the actual thinking you have to do when you want to do anything is like almost non-existent, because you just have the stuff. You know, you can make this game hard for yourself by being lazy and not doing these things. Right, we got some new types of branches. So let's put this here. It's just, I'm just pretending to have organization here. Because, as always with games such as these, it is a futile effort to actually, you know, keep organization in your inventory. I'm gonna try my best, of course. You know, I want to look good. This is supposed to be like a video where you also kind of learn to play a little bit. So, you know, I'm gonna try being good. See, there's already like stuff regrowing that gives me like grass and stuff. And we got a letter right here. It's a letter titled Journal of Lutz, Volume 1. Yeah, let's put this into our inventory. Let's read it. Maybe the title of Former Hero. Yeah, by Lutz the Former Hero. Maybe the title of Former Hero was just a joke all along. Everything I believed in was built on a lie. When I heard the sound of it all collapsing, I thought about leaving this world behind. But then, for some reason, I was struck by the round, innocent eyes of Michan, the gluttonous seer. In them, I saw a small glimpse of hope for a paradise. And so, I decided to aim for the promised land, just the two of us. Now I live off the land in a remote forest, preparing for the journey ahead. Who this letter, written in a sleepless night, will reach, I'm looking forward to finding out. Lutz, the former hero in the remote forest. So yeah, this is now some kind of a letter friendship that we didn't ask for, but no. Lutz is gonna keep writing us, and we are gonna enjoy it. Alright. Almost done having everything here. Oh, there's a pootit that fell out of the tree. Pootit! Oh god. We successfully put it down. Nice blue herb. And we're done. We got everything out of this map. Oh no, I lied. There's an empty bottle in this lake. Gonna grab that. And this counts as, you know, junk. Basically furniture, but no. I don't want an empty bottle floating around in my pond. And there's also fish here, right? We could collect these fish also. You know, but if we do it with an axe, we don't really collect the fish. We just collect like a bloody bone. It's made of raw food. It is fresh and edible, but you know, it's not really what we want. We want like actual fish. We're gonna do that later. Okay, so now our map is an empty canvas. Nice and empty. Gonna auto dump our stuff. So satisfying to just see your inventory get empty. And you know, we don't have to stop here. You know, it's not like now we are out of resources to harvest. So if I leave this map to this side, to the side of a map, we're gonna talk to the Perry again. Hey, wait a minute. Don't run. You are now on the global map. In the global map you can travel great distances, but time also passes very quickly. You will starve to death if you don't have enough food, and conditions such as poison progress rapidly. So be careful when you move. When you have nothing to eat, try clicking on yourself. You'll be able to enter an outdoor map corresponding to the terrain you're on. If you're in a forest or plains, there should be plenty of wild food available. Oh, and when you're traveling on the global map, you might get attacked by monsters. See that road to your right? Attacks are less frequent on the road, and the farther you stray from the road, the more likely you are to encounter tough enemies. So for beginners, sticking to the road is a good idea. Well then. Right, so yeah, as I was saying, it doesn't have to stop at our little puzzle. We can literally go one to the right here, and then press left click to enter, and there we have an entirely new map. You know, this map could have enemies, like this floating eye, which I'm not gonna attack. I'm just gonna leave it alone. But you know, there's some more resources here. So you don't even have to wait for all your stuff, your trees and stuff to regrow on your map. You can just go out and collect more of that stuff. And you know, because I do need lots of leaves and stones and everything. Oh, there was kind of an earthquake. It even said like, "Brr." I still don't know what this earthquake means. It happens on like regular basis. You know, you can do with the next map exactly the same as you did with your starting map. You know, it doesn't have a lot of stuff here, but you know, it does have vines that we need. Oh, nice! We already leveled up. Our gathering is already level 6. That's quite nice. Congratulations on earning a feat point. Huh? You don't know about feats? Feats are special traits you have, like being really fast or super strong. You can earn them by using feat points. Do you see the blue feather icon at the bottom of your screen? When you perform actions and grow, this gauge fills up. Once it's full, you earn a feat point. Click on the gauge to see a list of feats you can acquire. Choose the ones you think will be useful to you. You can also save your feat points if you don't need anything specific right now. It's a good strategy to save them for later. Note that some feats have prerequisites. For example, the gourmet feat won't appear unless you've learned the cooking skill. Alright, so yeah, let's click on this right here. This will put you to the trade menu. You don't have to click on that. You can also normally go to your character menu and then go to the trade section. And here we see the feats that we already have. You know, meat runs in our blood. You know, when we drink alcohol, we behave like a dwarf, so we don't really get drunk. We just get better, like a better human being. We have this. We can click on acquire feat here. In the bracket it says 1. That means we have 1 feat point. And then we can choose like another perk. So we can get like more health. These are like more health, more mana, more stamina and stuff. More dodge or more defense. These are special feats. You know, these have varying effects. For example, I can upgrade the capacity of companions that I can take with me. Or learn the taunt stance, for example. Or you know, automate my praying. I'm gonna get into that later. But for the purpose of this character, what I actually want to do is not spend this feat point, because I do want agile. You know, it increases our speed by 5. You see, we have a base of 100 walking speed. If we increase this for 105 to 105, we will already have an advantage over a lot of enemies. Because you know, 100 walking speed is the baseline, and if we have 105, then if we walk away from an enemy that has a normal run speed of 100, they won't be able to catch up, and they won't be able to get attacks in. So that gives us control over combat. So it is a powerful skill, and that's why it costs 2 feat points. But you know, especially in the beginning, where it's you get feat points quicker than later in the game, it's a good idea to knock this off right now. And you know, we do want to avoid dying for as much as we can here. We want to learn how to not die as much as possible. So yeah, I just went into this map to, you know, demonstrate that you can go out and harvest more stuff if you need anything. You don't have to wait, You don't have to wait for your own stuff to grow. Yeah, collect this trash. We're gonna have to get rid of that. Find a way to get rid of that trash more consistently. Was that a flying frog? Let's try to kill it. Okay, we killed the flying frog. No enemies allowed on my turf. Alright, now that we have this done, I'm gonna stop the video here. This is episode 1. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time, game is gonna be a little bit more exciting. We're gonna get a lot more things done. As I've said in the beginning, it is a slow burner. It is a very rewarding slow burner. Just believe me on that. It is an amazing game. But for now, I'm gonna thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Goodbye.